Hi everyone, let's continue working. First, select your object and press Tab to switch to edit mode. Here we can see different tools. Today we'll focus on one of them, the Extrude tool. You can find it in the menu on the left, along with other tools that we'll explore in future lessons. But you can also activate it using the hotkey E. Let's use it to extrude the legs. We need to select the low poly loop around the holes that we created for the legs. You could select edge one by one, but there is an easy way. Hold Option plus Shift and select the wall loop around the opening. Let's do this for both the front and back legs. Now press E, then G, and move them down along the Z-axis. Great! The legs are now extruded downwards. Let's make sure that look nice and even. With the same loops still selected, press S, Z, 0. This will flatten the bottom part of the legs along the Z-axis. Now let's fill the holes at the bottom. Simply press F to fill the selected area with the face. Perfect! And if you want to adjust something, select a vertex or a face and move it slightly to refine the shape. That's it for this part. We've created and aligned the legs using the Extrude tool. Now let's select the Loop Cut tool from the menu. We'll add an extra loop cut on the legs and then link it along the Z-axis, just as we've learned before. Later we'll refine the legs in more detail, but for now this shape is perfect. Next, let's extrude the tail the same way we extruded the legs. Done, the tail is ready. Before we move on to creating the ears, where our character will really start to take shape, let's define the main form of the body. Instead of adding a new loop, let's select the edge loops where we want the head to separate from the body. Press S to scale them slightly, and you'll see how the head starts to look distinct from the body. Now let's explore something new, proportional editing. Select the face on the head and make sure proportional editing is enabled. Press S to scale, and you'll notice that nearby geometry moves smoothly together, not just the selected face. The same works with G. When you move the geometry, the influence area depends on how far you scroll your mouse wheel or move two fingers on the trackpad. Pretty cool, right? Now our head looks naturally separated from the body. At this stage, that's enough for now. You can slightly adjust the shape if you like. Let's move on to the face area. Select the loops around the eyes and gently adjust them using proportional editing. You can scale or move any loop. The deformation stays smooth because all the changes blend proportionally. Alright, let's keep going. What's happening here? Well, start shaping the face. Keep proportional editing turned on. Don't switch it off. Let's grab the edges we need and pull them forward to form the muzzle. Add another loop cut to get more faces for editing. Now continue adjusting the edges or vertices if that's more comfortable until you get the shape you like. Looks like we are getting something that really resembles a little creature. We'll come back to the facial details later, but for now, let's make the ears. Select a face where the ear should be and delete it. Now we have an opening. Great! Just like we did with the legs and tail. Select the loop around the hole. press E to extrude and S to scale it. Finally, press F to fill the opening. And there is our ear. Again, we'll refine all the details later. Now, our little creature is really starting to look like a cat. It's hard to read the expression without eyes, so let's make them too. Select the loop around the eye area using Shift+ option. Press E to extrude it inward. And make sure proportional editing is turned off. Then press F to fill it. And now we have an eye socket. Let's add the eyes themselves. Switch to Object Mode, press Shift+A and add a UV sphere. Scale it down and move it into position where the eye should be. Use G to grab or arrow gizmos to adjust. Apply Shade Smooth to make it nice and round. Now we have one eye, but we need two. Since our cat already has a mirror modifier, we only need to join the eye to the cat's mesh, and it will automatically mirror. Select the eye first, then the cat, and press Ctrl+J to join them. Perfect! Now we have two mirrored eyes. But to make our workflow easier later, it's better to keep the eyes as separated mesh. So let's separate them again. Press Tab to enter Edit mode, press A to select everything, then P, and choose by loose parts. We can split by selection, by material, or by loose parts. We'll cover the other options later. For now, we'll separate by loose parts. Now, eyes and the cat are two independent objects. Both still have the modifiers applied. Great work! Our little cat is finally taking shape. Well, today was even more interesting than the previous video. Thank you all for watching, for your comments, for your likes, and for your support. Love you all. See you in the next video.